Okay, so we've turned the table over. We're where we were before. We've got just a stern top. We've coated up the legs as you've seen. And now we're just going to apply some French polish to the top. I'm going to apply the first coat with this mop because I like to just get a bit of polish onto the wood in the grain. Not too much polish on the mop. Start at the back, work your way forward with the grain. When I've cut it up a little bit like that, I do full lengths at the end, and that just pulls out any type of marks. Then you might have noticed I've left the edges till the last. There's a little nice sort of shape of moulding that runs around the edge of this, so we'll do that last because if there was any fatty edges, you'll clean it up. Just pulling it round. Okay, so that's it coated up. We're getting to a nice point with it where we've stripped it off, we've sanded it lightly. I wouldn't say we've sanded it all really, but just enough to key. We've put some stain in, and most of that watermarks that looked scary in the start, all the polish, it was just basically the old polish which is damaged. So a lot of times the furniture can look like it's ruined, but it's just the top coat of polish. As you can see, it's coming along. It's starting to look a bit more of a period antique rather than sort of awful farmhouse table it looks like. So I'll just show you a quick method to coat up the drawers. These are drawers that the knobs were glued on from the auction. So again, I'm just trying to make this as simple as I can. I want this to be easy if you're a DIYer or you're retired, or you know, you're fancying some out of work activities, or you've been brave and gone to an auction and bought something and you just want to know a good way to clean it up. Again, just the same mop, same polish. I'm just going to pull the polish across and then into the edges there, and across and in and out, in and out, and then we can just do a little bit on the tops. You can pull across the top here, make sure there's no edges, clean up any bits, because when this dries now I can show you a really nice method to rub this back and you won't even know that we've done it with a brush. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to rubber this top. We're going to use a fad, which is this old French polishing tool. This is pretty simple. I can show you how to make one of these another time, but just to give you a clue, it's basically just a nice piece of open crossweave cloth, bedding sheets or something like that's fine. Something where you can see sort of the crisscross through, so you get the polish through. And it's cotton wool inside it, and it's wrapped around, normally wrapped, and then that's dipped into the polish and it's applied on. I just sort of, I'm dipping it in, I'm squeezing the polish back out. But by using this method, you'll, one, make it look about 100 years older than it is, and you'll pull out all the beautiful grain and the wood, and it'll look awesome. Okay, so rolling seed oil here. You can use boiled oil, white oil. If you're Greek, you can use olive oil. We're going to flick this onto the top of the table. Pretty simple again, just like this. And then what we're going to do is just a little bit on the rubber, charge it up a little bit, and then we're going to go around in figure of eights and work a little bit of polish and oil into the ground. So I've put a little bit more polish on the end of it now. I'm going to try and work some of that oil out. So as you apply some more polish now, you'll start to feel the polish just gets a little bit slower, and you know that that's sort of time to stop now and let the work which you've done on here go off. Again, French polish is touch dry in 24 hours. But you know, this will be able to work on this every half hour now. I'm going to do one more rubber after this. As you can see, it only takes minutes, and that'll be enough polish on the top of this then. So as you can see, the table now has dried for 45 minutes. It's going to be hard enough on top for us to apply some more polish. It's really got some body on it now, so it's got a good finish. It's almost there, so just a little bit more work, one more rubber, and we'll have it somewhere near. I've applied one coat of polish to the legs again, so they're looking, you know, pretty sweet. If you're not experienced enough to use a fad, you can just give it 2 or 3 coats with the mop, and you know it'll start to come up like this. With these drawers, you can see they've got a right nice clean finish to them. I don't know if you can see that in the light, but that's just brushed on with the polish. If you just want to keep on brushing and rubbing back, it's fine, and that's just giving us a real nice period shine. Again, I can show you exactly what to do to antique it at the end, but it's looking good. So again, I'm just using the mop now, and we're going to coat up these legs. So do you see, we've sort of got like a nice glassy finish, but we haven't got anything too drippy. It's just nice and clean. You can see it's getting a real nice period finish to the top. Everything's real clear. We can see the grain, and this is all really straightforward stuff. I've put the drawers in just so you can see how it's all married together now, which is, it's pretty good. It's looking like a nice piece of furniture. Next thing we're going to do now is the final thing. We're going to get some wax, any old brush. Look, I just use this same brush. It's not a special brush, just a pen brush, but I only use it for waxing. I'm just going to brush my brush into that wax, only lightly, just so we've got a coating. And the nice secret is I'm just going to tap it and rub it into the parts of the legs where there's grooves. You see here we've got sort of, it's smooth, it's more of a period finish, and we're just brushing those bits in, and that's now it's giving the piece that real antique finish. It's not going to ruin the outside, but it's going to get into all the nooks and crannies where you would see the edge in a piece of furniture naturally. And then always a real nice trick then is to go under and round the edge of the table, because people look underneath and you want to see that old grime from years ago. So remember those drawers I told you about? We're going to apply loads of the wax into and all around. Okay, so with the finest bit of wire wool you can find, it's called 000 wool. It's so fine, it's not scratch worthy. But now we're just going to lightly wipe off just the bit of wax. We're not going to rub on hard because we don't want to mat the piece of furniture, but we just want to rub off that excess wax. Okay, and if you've just got a bit of a cloth, any old bit of rag, and we'll just give it a buff. Okay, so this is a pretty important part, it's the waxing of the top. Get the wax, black wax again, and we coat the top up first. This is just going to put these bits of wax in any indentations, any crevices, any little marks, and then when we buff it off it's going to leave the bit of dark inside the marks, and we're just going to have a normal buffed clean top, so when you look at the piece it's flat, it's glass, it's nice, but it looks like it's got some edge inside the actual furniture. So again, now we're just going to leave this for 5-10 minutes, just let the wax just harden a little, and then we'll come back and we'll take it off. Okay, so now we're just going to rub off the excess wax real light with the grain and then buff. So as you can see, the table's behind me and it's polished, waxed and looking nice and buffed, and a lot different to what it did quite a few hours ago. Hi everyone, thanks for watching my videos and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.